Today we're joined by up-and-coming R&B singer, songwriter, and musician Kevin Stylez. Kevin shares with us what it's been like to go on his very own personal musical journey. And Kevin, good morning, and we're just going to get right into it, okay? Tell me, how did you get your start?
Well, basically, I started in church. I grew up there. I sung my first solo at the age of 7. Franklin Avenue Baptist Church. Pastor was just actually elected the first African-American president of the Southern Baptist Convention. Sorry, that's a tongue twister.
Oh.
But yeah, so I started in church. Fast forward all the way to Hurricane Katrina. I was actually displaced to Austin, Texas. And while I was out there, I was really depressed. So my mom, she actually went out and brought me a keyboard. Didn't use it for a whole year. But then I used to always come home from school and watch the Jamie Foxx show.
Okay.
So that's kind of where I started, getting intrigued about music and playing piano. So, I went in my room and I actually started teaching myself how to play some of the songs he would do on the show. So between that and going on YouTube and looking up different videos, that's kind of how I taught myself how to play piano.
Okay. So you're self-taught now.
Self-taught.
Do you play by ear or do you play with notes as well?
I play by ear. I haven't learned how to read music yet, but hopefully I can, pick that up.
My brother plays by ear. And
really?
How difficult is that?
At the beginning, it's really frustrating. It really is. But once you start learning different things, it gets easier. Yeah. Now,
you say your church, Franklin Avenue Baptist Church. How big of an influence was your church in your decision to really play music?
Oh, it's a huge influence on me as far as music and as far as life. A lot of the decisions I make is because of church, because of my relationship with God. So that's a big part of me. My dad's actually a pastor. And I come from a really musical background. So, every time we have the barbecues and the reunions and stuff, we always get together and sing. And, it's a really big influence on me.
So tell me about so far, because the reason why I'm saying so far is because I think your career is just beginning and it's going to blossom so much.
Thank you.
So tell me so far, what have some of the highlights been of your development as an artist?
Well, like I said, when I was in Texas, we actually one of the first festivals I got involved with was called the Austin Urban Music Festival. I joined the teen band, and we opened up for the likes of Trey Songz, Jeffrey Osborne, Boyz II Men, Sugar Hill Gang, Cameo, just a lot of different names. We did that for about 3 years.
Okay.
So that was the beginning, of me with live performance. And then when I came back to New Orleans, I noticed there's not too much of an R&B scene down here. So, I felt like I really wanted to attack that. So, my publicist, JT the publicist, we actually started, just grinding. And I've been amazed at the stuff we've done. We've actually been able to do Essence Youth Empowerment with Coca-Cola for Essence Fest weekend. We've done the first ever. It was actually really, really cool. We did the middle of Lakeside Mall during Essence weekend.
Oh, okay.
Teamed up with Macy's and did that. We've actually built a really, really cool relationship with Macy's as well as BB, the women's clothing store.
Yeah.
Got to sing the national anthem for the Hornets game. I've been featured on Rolling Stone magazine.
Wow.
Billboard. They mentioned me in an article. So, we've done a lot of stuff, and I feel like the best is yet to come.
I definitely agree with you on that.
Thank you.
And one of your songs, Listen,
yes.
It's called Listen, it has a really significant inspiration behind it. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so basically, I teamed up with 2 Cent. They have a Listen Fest, an annual Listen Fest. Mm-hmm. So I teamed up with them. They wanted a theme song to basically, preach the whole message of just literacy and making a better person out of yourself, that kind of deal. So I felt like they teamed up with me. They came to the studio, and we just pretty much organically came up with a song that did that. So one of the one of the things that was going on around that time was the Trayvon Martin case. Mm-hmm. And that was something that was really heavy on my heart. So I basically incorporated that into the song as well. And we basically just came up with the Listen song. It's a wake-up call to America, to the world, to, wake up and do a better job,
And now we're actually going to take a listen ourselves to your inspirational song called Listen.
Listen, listen to the world speak, and you'll hear cry out the time is now, the time is now to take a step, so make the choice to use your voice, the future's in our hands. not even a man, just an innocent child with a hope and a plan. Walking home one day, decided to take another way. Chased and killed by a man for no reason at all, and the evidence says that he's guilty as charged. Somebody tell me, where's the justice in this world? This is another situation of racial discrimination. We need to come together, one nation, under God. So I need you to listen to the world speak.
Very, very talented, and we're actually going to be placing a link to that music video on our Sunday Journal blog page at WYLDFM.com. So what would be some of the tips and inspiration that you would give to younger generations if they want to pursue the entertainment business as a career? What kind of advice would you give them?
Tips as far as a career, just work hard, be yourself. I feel like a lot of people these days are following, what everybody else is doing. I'm not necessarily trying to take that route because I feel like, I just want to do something that's meaningful. I'm trying to create timeless music. But I mean, I feel like it all comes down to working hard. If you believe in yourself and you know what your goal is, I feel like you go far.
What's coming up for you? Anything interesting?
I'm actually have a gig at the Dragon's Den on May 18th coming up. I have the project Divided We Fall. That's going to drop probably the second week of May. So that's going to drop pretty soon. And then this summer, I'm going to be dropping a single called Poppin'. That's going to be the biggest push I've ever put behind anything. So,
okay.
And the website and all that stuff comes with that. But, for right now, people can follow me on Twitter, Instagram at Kev Stylez, KEVSTYLEZ.
So being in a city like New Orleans, with all of its influences, the jazz influence, and just the culture in general, how big of an influence does that play into your career?
Oh, man, I love all different types of music. Growing up in New Orleans, I've always admired people like Louis Armstrong and, people like that. So all of that's inside of me. And I don't like to say I have a specific type or genre of music. I feel like I listen to so many different types of music that it just kind of comes out in the studio. So I feel like all of that has a part. And as far as, all those different types of artists, I basically want to be that person that leaves his mark in New Orleans as a whatever type of artist I am. I don't like to put a title on it, but I just want to leave my mark here and be one of those people that people can look back years from now and be like, Kevin Stylez really put his name or, did his thing, left his mark in New Orleans.
So where do you hope to see yourself in, I'd say, the next 10 years?
The next 10 years? Wow, that's a long time. Well, basically, my whole goal for music is just to get better. I really feel like that's if you put like dollar signs, like dollar amounts and stuff like that, and be like, I want to have this amount of money, that I feel like that's not really a good mark. So just to get better in the game as time goes on. Obviously, I want success, and I also really see it a goal to try to reach as many people as possible with my music. So between those two things, I feel like I can't go wrong.
What you said just now, as far as not putting a dollar sign on it,
right,
that's the sign to me of a really true artist.
Right.
And I remember recently, as a matter of fact, Toni Braxton said that when she first started out in her career, it was all about the passion.
Right.
That's all she wanted.
Right.
All she wanted to do was just sing.
Yeah.
And that's what really pushed her to produce some of the greatest music of her career. So I really admired the fact that you have that passion. It's all about the passion for you.
Yeah, because I feel like, if you're doing music for the wrong reasons, then it's going to show later on in your career.
Yeah, yeah. So what would you say so far in your career has been your greatest moment? The one thing that really sticks out in your mind?
Well, I have a few of them, but I guess a really cool story is this past Essence Fest 2011, I actually got the chance. Usher was down.
Oh, okay.
And he had just finished up his sound check, and I was actually doing some volunteer work with Rehash Productions. Mm-hmm. So we had just finished up our shift, and we were leaving out, and we just saw him chilling, sitting down, you know, waiting to get on his bus to go to his hotel. So we stopped and, you know, started having a conversation with him and started talking to him about music and whatnot. And right before we were about to leave, I just decided to sing. I was like, man, this is how Justin Bieber got discovered.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's just go for it. So, you know, I sung something for him, and I was singing Sure Thing by Miguel.
Oh, okay.
And I got to like the hook of the song, and I just saw his head turn, like, you know, so I was like, all right, I must be doing something right.
Yeah.
So, you know, I sung the song after we chopped it up a little bit more, asked me what I was doing in the city, if I had like a, you know, social media, all that kind of stuff. And then basically, I mean, the killer thing is all of our phones were dead. So I didn't get any contact information on them. But the next day,
okay, all right.
The next day I saw him at Essence, and his the only, you know, gratification I got from it is his the person that drove him said that he was singing the song that I sung to him all the way back to the hotel.
Wow.
So I was like, that must mean I did a good job.
Yes, yes.
So, yeah, that was pretty cool.
Once again, our young artist's name is Kevin Stylez. You can follow his journey on his Facebook page. It's Kevin Stylez on Facebook, Stylez. And on Twitter and Instagram, it's at Kev Stylez, KevStylez. Kevin, thank you so much for joining us on Sunday Journal.
Thank you.
We're going to give our listeners one more taste of your music. Here's Stay True by Kevin Stylez.
These days I gotta watch myself. Don't trust nobody but myself. Real friends is hard to find. Everybody wants a piece of the pie. Can't nobody tell me what I ain't gon' be. Cause can't nobody see what I see. Telling me what's best for me, when in reality they tryna kill my dreams. Took a look from the outside. Sometimes hate lies right in front of your eyes, and you're so close that you're blinded. So what's it gonna be? Gotta stay cool when the pressure's on me. Don't let nobody change you. Gotta stay true, stay true, stay true. I hate when people be trying to change you. No matter what, I'ma stay the same, dude. If you hate, I don't even blame you. If I was lame, I would probably hate to. I would hate to. But I'ma keep it 100, I stay true. I stay true, I stay true. I stay true, I'ma stay true.